Hi there, welcome back. When does a remix go too far? This is a question I've been asking myself the last couple of days, ever since I just took delivery of the 50th anniversary reissue of Thick as a Brick by Jethro Tull. Now this record was cut from the 2012 masters that were mixed and mastered by Stephen Wilson back in 2012. I never actually heard that version until now, when I've got this vinyl copy of it. I do have a first pressing, and I've enjoyed that first pressing for many years. I had it back in the 80s before I sold my records, and I recently bought a first pressing off Discogs a couple of 3 months ago, something like that. Anyway, this has just been released a little while ago. It's to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Thick as a Brick, and it comes in a reproduction of the original newspaper sleeve, which is very fragile, as you can imagine. Yes. It's pretty good quality paper in this remaster. I think it's a little bit thicker than the original. There's the record. It's very close to the original label, apart from the Stephen Wilson stereo remix bit there. It's a hype sticker, and the hype sticker says 50th anniversary edition in original 12-page sleeve. This record was cut at half speed at Air Studios London on a fully customised late Neumann VMS 80 lathe with fully recapped electronics from 96 kHz masters, remixed by Stephen Wilson. So it's digital, we know that. During the process, playing back the master audio at half speed makes difficult to cut high frequencies more manageable, resulting in an improved soundstage and smoother high frequency response. Yeah, so what of this release? Obviously did a comparison A/B test with my original first pressing, and I was quite shocked about you know, some of the differences between the two. There's some mixing choices on this which I don't necessarily agree with. I think, obviously, I know a remix, you've got the potential to, you've got access to the multi-tracks, and you can do what you like with them, really. But when does remixing go too far? Point in question, there's a part on side 2, it's approximately 1 minute 50 seconds, 1 minute 40 seconds into part 2. It's an instrumental section with some bells and a flute, and that leads into an organ solo break. I'll put this little video up just as a way of explanation as to what I'm getting at. So first of all, we'll switch on the OG, which is at the top. You have the drums, the bells come in, then there's a pause. It will come back for a short while to lead in to the next bit. Right, so now we'll go back, we'll switch off the OG, switch on the Stephen Wilson remix. Same drums again, from the same position. There's no pause now. He's basically cut and pasted it. And this goes into the next bit, you can actually hear the bells carry on. So listening to that, you can see that Stephen Wilson's done a hatchet job on it. He's basically cut and pasted the bells and flute from one section and and pasted them over the quiet bit that was in the original. And obviously also that bell and flute section that goes into the organ section on the Stephen Wilson remix, where it doesn't happen on the original. The bells and flute finish, you've got literally about a 1 second break, 2 second maximum break, and then the organ comes in. Has he gone too far? Or was it an error? I don't know. I found it quite jarring when I first heard it, having known the original for so long. I've since found on the internet that someone else has spotted this a few years back, posted a similar sort of post on YouTube regarding the different versions, but I thought I'd bring it up now. Also, when I was editing that small section, that demo section, I'd done that in Reaper, which is a digital audio workstation, a DAW as we call them. It's used for recording and mixing, etc. When I was editing that bit of footage, I was editing it listening through headphones, and it was only then that I realised, listening through headphones, that the Stephen Wilson remix, the stereo image on that section, is wonky, and it just doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound as full as the original. It's like I say, it's just a bit wonky. It just didn't sound right to me. That aside, it's a great release. It sounds really, really good. It's on very, very flat, or mine was very flat, 180 gram vinyl. Unfortunately, I mean, I've put this in a MoFi sleeve. It comes in a standard paper sleeve, which I think, when you're paying like nearly £30 for a record, put it in a polylined sleeve. You know, it doesn't cost much more than a paper one. You know, put it in a polylined sleeve. I'm really pleased with the reproduction jacket. You know, it's really, really close to the original. In fact, I actually think it's probably better quality than the original. The paper stock is a little bit thicker, so it should last longer. But regarding the actual A/B comparison between the two, I need to say that I prefer the original. It's what I grew up listening to, and I think that some of the editing choices in the 50th anniversary, or the 2012 Stephen Wilson remix, I think some of them have gone too far. At least that one in particular, that one that I pointed out, could also almost sound like a cock-up, to be honest. It could sound like an error. I'm sure he meant to do it, but that does beg the question, why? Why make it so different to the original? You know, people, this is a classic album, and it's almost like going into Dark Side of the Moon and rearranging Claire Torrey's vocals on Great Gig in the Sky. You wouldn't do it, you know, cutting and pasting the vocals around in a different order. You wouldn't do it, would you? So why do it now? You know, it does sound good. Obviously, it was signed off by Ian Anderson. He approved it. He must like it. Maybe he never noticed that issue. Maybe he did buy into that change. I don't know. Maybe the original was a cock-up. Well, you know, I don't know. But it's there now. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. And till next time.